You're a radio DB. Holy hell.
So, of course,
mono.
we wear headphones in the studio, obviously. And a couple of weeks ago, I broke my headphones, and it was just flapping like a skin tag off of my ear.
Yeah, so his right ear, it wasn't sitting on his head nicely. It was all jacked up and tilted off like hanging off his ear, which that could also present a feedback problem. You know, if you get your headphones too close to a microphone, you know, a little bit of feedback like that.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So
now
the ear is totally snapped off.
Well, I had to.
It's gone.
I had to self-amputate it because it wasn't. Do you know what happened? I watched.
I'll tell you what happened. You didn't order a new pair. You've had this jacked up headphone now for like 3 weeks.
Okay.
And
I was never going to order a new pair. But what happened was I watched.
Wait, so you were going to have your right headphone earpiece just hanging off and not against your head in perpetuity?
Lefty is quite functional. I watched an MJTV segment on YouTube.
You watched an MJTV segment on YouTube, and what was the segment about?
There was a bunch of. I watched several of them, right? And I'm wearing the headphones that aren't close to my ear, and they really looked ridiculous.
They did.
They really.
That's why we took a picture of your headphones with your earpiece just flapped up in the air on one side. You look like a moron.
Well, when I'm on my 70-inch TV and it's as big as life right in front of me, I'm like, wow, that really isn't a good look.
You look like a broadcast clod. It looks like you're a newbie. It looks like, you know, you're a clueless broadcaster that has no clue about just basic.
The word's buffoon.
I mean, I don't know that newbie would apply.
Oh,
but
a buffoon caster.
Yeah.
Not a broadcaster, a buffoon caster.
You know, some kind of, well, they're weirdos in the business, but they like to hear out of one ear, hear the room, and then hear through their headset on the other. So that's what you got going on right now.
We're talking bone conduction.
Okay.
So, you know, because,
Rock-
hey, listen, seriously, when we speak, as humans, when we speak, look, Cooper's looking at me like, what? Bone conduction?
It's a new vocabulary word today.
No, because when we speak, we hear ourselves speak through our own ears, but then we also have the vibrations of how we speak through the vibration of the sound from our vocal cords through our body and our bone structure in our face, our neck, etc. So the bone conduction. So you hear things differently.
I did not know that phrase either, Coop.
Yeah, bone
It's a good
conduction.
one.
Why don't you add that to your? Why don't you go home and talk to your family and your little kids about bone conduction later on? So, Fester, come on. Now I got to look at you with the right side of your headphones snapped off, and it's I got like fibers hanging off.
I do have to trim the wire a little bit. You are correct. The wire's still
It's
sticking out.
stabbing into your head.
It's all right. It's all right.
You need a pad.
So Roxanne is right though. With my now exposed right ear, I hear the room. I can hear Froggy tapping his feet, which I could never hear before. You know, I can hear people walking by in the hallway, which draws my attention to other things. With that.
Listen, if you want to look like a total radio doofus, you're a radio DB. You're an RDB.
I have no issues with that.
That's a Delta Bravo, by the way. You know what Delta Bravo stands for?
I know.
As I use phonetic Delta Bravo.
Listen, checks come on the 1st and the 15th. I don't care what the headphones look like.
Now we got to get a picture of this. Hey, Coop, can you get a picture of Fester with his? Well, first of all, how did you know that by cutting off and just amputating the entire right side of your headphones, how did you know that it wasn't going to be wired in a certain series that it wasn't going to kill the entire headset? How did you know that your left side would still work once you amputated and just ripped off the right side of your headphones?
It's like when you perform surgery and the doctor doesn't really know what the results are going to be and he could die on the table.
Is that like when they have a patient alive when they're doing alive?
Like brain surgery.
Yeah, that's where I'm headed. Let me rephrase that. It's not like when they're doing surgery, like brain surgery, and they have the patient awake. And they're like talking to the patient while they're doing delicate brain surgery to make sure that they don't like hit an area and, you know, making sure the patient can still talk and they're not like rambling and babbling gibberish. You know, because that's sort of a known thing. They'll do brain surgery and the patient's awake. A good thing they're alive as well.
So
I wouldn't put it past Fester for those things to be completely dead right now. Like they're probably not even working.
I'm just wearing them for show.